Welcome to Milo Smiles, ladies and gentlemen. This is a kind of a video review, I guess you want to call it. There's been a lot of talk about the injection molded geckos, the lynxes, and the woozies. So, a friend of mine sent me this one. This is a copied, one-to-one copy of a gecko. I've held real geckos in my hand. I've held 5 or 6 of them. I've shot them, and I mean, not to talk bad about the creator Adrian, it's a beautiful blaster, it really is. But I've never been able to go through a full mag. It's always jammed or hiccup or something, and I've shot 5 or 6 geckos. This blaster here is a direct one-to-one copy. This is a ripoff of Adrian's gecko. Okay? This was made in China at some factory, and then was probably sold to a reseller, and then the reseller sold them around the world. That's it. Okay, this is stolen intellectual property. This is a blaster I will not condone. Okay, I mean, it's a beautiful blaster, don't get me wrong. I mean, it performs nice. You know, I mean, it's a beautiful blaster. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to judge this blaster on its own merits, okay? So what we have here is Adrian's geckos, they shoot 130s to 175, or even higher in some cases, depending on the spring load. Let me dry fire this one, even though you really shouldn't. This blaster here, I haven't really ran this blaster with a chronograph yet, so we're going to do that, but the only thing I can tell you is that injection molding is superior. However, this isn't injection molding. This is nylon printing. Okay, this is not injection molding. Everybody says, oh, it's injection molding. No, it's nylon. Okay, it's nylon printing. Okay, now I've seen blasters like this on Amazon, and they cost about $40. Okay, so for $40, you get the blaster, you get the mag, you get some sort of sight. Again, I did not pay for this blaster, okay? I mean, it's a rather interesting blaster, to say the least. It's not one I'm fond of, and that's it, you know? I mean, it's a beautiful blaster. I'm sure Adrian's geckos are very nice. I just don't want one. I have a Fire Rat, MK2. I have a Scamp, so I'm good on that end. But this blaster here, it's a spring-powered, proprietary magazine fed short dart blaster. I mean, I've got a bunch of short darts here. I'm gonna load a few. I'm gonna run it over the chronograph. Keep in mind what I said about Adrian's gecko. Adrian's gecko, which is what this thing is cloned after, shoots anywhere between 130 and 170 or so, depending on how you have it tuned. So I'm gonna see how this one performs, and then I'll truly give you my final thoughts on it. But I'll be honest with you, this is a blaster I really cannot condone. So let's turn the chronograph on and see what we get. This thing does have a metal barrel. You can buy upgraded parts to this, I'm sure, and make it stronger, but it's not really the best in the world. That was 94 FPS. Nowhere near the 130 to 170 that Adrian's geckos shoot. Okay. Another shot. This blaster does not have a slide lock, by the way. This one was 89 FPS. 96.1. 96.7. 94.1. 95.1. Got one round left. 88.5. So this thing hits in the high 90s. Nowhere near Adrian's speed. Normally, I put a buy link in the description below for this blaster, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'll put a buy link for the files for the gecko and to Rainbow Owl's shop for the gecko, because if you want a gecko, go buy one from the creator. Same thing with the links. The same thing with a woozy. Yes, they cost 5 times as much. I mean, a real gecko costs $200 to $300 depending on how it's tuned. You know, I mean, that's a lot of money. This is $40. Okay, that's really the only thing that you have to consider is the cost. I mean, $40 is $40 compared to $200-300. You know, the same thing with a woozy. A woozy is $300. You know, at Frontline Foam all day long, and a copy one's about $40. A Lynx is a $200 blaster plus, and a copied one is like 60 or 70. You know, so they definitely have the price point covered. But I mean, do I wish people would buy these blasters? Not really. I mean, this is a 1-to-1 copy. That's it. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, you know, but these things are coming. And you can't say every blaster is a gecko to just ban them all. You can't do that. Because this one doesn't have a slide lock. A Fire Rat, which is very similar, that has a slide lock. Same thing with an SP50. You know, I mean, the internals may be similar, but you know, that's where it ends. You know, you can sit there and say, you know, it's whatever, just use your best judgment is what I'm going to tell you. I mean, I'll put in the description a link for Adrian's files and Rainbow Owl, and if you want, if enough people leave a comment, I'll find the Amazon listing and I'll put an Amazon listing in for this blaster. In any event, this is Miller's Mods signing off.